Brought to you by Penguin.
Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Read by Katherine Littrell.
April 15, 4:59 p.m. This one's all you, Rodriguez. No way. I took the drunk tank after the Bison Day parade. Bison Day? Try Oktoberfest at the Senior Citizen Center. And who got stuck with the biter the next day? Officer McAllister Dodd, Mackie, to his friends, had the general sense that it would not be prudent to interrupt the back and forth between the two more senior Magnolia County police officers arguing in the bullpen. Rodriguez and O'Connell had both clocked 5 years on the force. This was Mackie's second week. I've got 3 letters and 1 word for you, Rodriguez. PTA brawl. Mackie shifted his weight slightly from his right leg to his left. Big mistake. In unison, Rodriguez and O'Connell turned to look at him. Rookie! Never had 2 police officers been so delighted to see a third. Mackie set his mouth into a grim line and squared his shoulders. What have we got? He said gruffly. Drunk and disorderly? Domestic disturbance? In answer, O'Connell clapped him on the shoulder and steered him toward the holding cell. Godspeed, rookie. As they rounded the corner, Mackie expected to see a perp. Belligerent, possibly on the burly side. Instead, he saw 4 teenage girls wearing elbow-length gloves and what appeared to be ball gowns. White ball gowns. What the hell is this? Mackie asked. Rodriguez lowered his voice. This is what we call a BYH. BYH? Mackie glanced back at the girls. One of them was standing primly, her gloved hands folded in front of her body. The girl next to her was crying daintily and wheezing something that sounded suspiciously like the Lord's Prayer. The third stared straight at Mackie, the edges of her pink gloss lips quirking slowly upward as she raked her gaze over his body. And the fourth girl? She was picking the lock. The other officers turned to leave. Rodriguez, Mackie called after them. O'Connell? No response. What's a BYH? The girl who'd been assessing him took a step forward. She batted her eyelashes at Mackie and offered him a sweet tea smile. Why, officer, she said. Bless your heart. 9 months earlier. Chapter 1. Catcalling me was a mistake that most of the customers and mechanics at Big Jim's garage only made once. Unfortunately, the owner of this particular Dodge Ram was the type of person who put his paycheck into souping up a Dodge Ram. That, and the urinating stick figure on his back window, was pretty much the only forewarning I needed about the way this was about to go down. People were fundamentally predictable. If you stopped expecting them to surprise you, they couldn't disappoint. And speaking of disappointment, I turned my attention from the Ram's engine to the Ram's owner, who apparently considered whistling at a girl to be a compliment and commenting on the shape of her ass to be the absolute height of courtship. It's times like this, I told him, that you have to ask yourself, is it wise to sexually harass someone who has both wire cutters and access to your brake lines? The man blinked. Once, twice, 3 times. And then he leaned forward. Honey, you can access my brake lines anytime you want. If you know what I mean, I added silently. In 3, 2. If you know what I mean. It's times like this, I said meditatively, that you have to ask yourself, is it wise to offer to bare your man parts for someone who is both patently uninterested and holding wire cutters? Sawyer! Big Jim intervened before I could so much as give a snip of the wire cutters in a southward direction. I've got this one. I'd started badgering Big Jim to let me get my hands greasy when I was 12. He almost certainly knew that I'd already fixed the Ram and that if he left me to my own devices, this...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?